You guys know we really love Volvo here on this channel. I mean, my very first video back in 2016 was me taking delivery of my very own Volvo XC90. And then about 2 years later, I took delivery of my second Volvo XC90. And ever since, we've covered everything new and even done a lot of speculation videos about Volvo. I even ordered a Volvo EX90 back in 2022 at the launch, but because of several delays, I canceled my order. And in today's video, we are talking about the new Volvo EX60, which is just around the corner. And this is very exciting because I think this is the most important new Volvo in probably a decade. For everybody new here, my name is Chris, and on this channel we do EV testing. We do range tests, long trip tests, reviews, and big European road trips. I also attend a whole bunch of new car launches throughout the year, and I was very lucky to go to the ES90 launch and also the EX30 cross country earlier this year. And I'm really hoping Volvo will invite me to the EX60 in January of 2026. But all of this is thanks to you guys, every one of my subscribers out there, because it really does help you subscribing to the channel, because that means I'm going to get earlier access to the launches, because the brands really do care about subscriber count more than me. So I want to ask you a very small favor. It is completely free and takes you about 2 seconds, and that is hitting that subscriber button down below, because it really does help me get earlier access to cars and also go to launches. And hopefully you subscribing will help me go to the launch of the EX60. So thank you very much, and with that said, let's jump into today's video. So what do we know for a fact, or almost for a fact already? Well, we know the car is going to launch on January 21st, 2026. That has been confirmed by Volvo. So that is not far into the future. We also know that this is going to be a mid-size electric SUV, slotting in between the EX40 and the EX90. I mean, that just does make sense. So it's bigger than the EX40, but smaller than the EX90. We also know it's probably going to be a little bit bigger than the combustion hybrid XC60 and a little bit smaller than the hybrid combustion XC70 that was just launched. So I think it is safe to say that this car is going to be around 4.8 meters long, which puts it right in the middle of its competitors like its corporate cousin, the Zeekr 7X, the newly launched BMW iX3, the newly launched Mercedes GLC EQ, and also the Audi Q6 e-tron. So it's also a safe bet to assume that price-wise it will fit right in between the EX40 and the EX90. In Europe, the EX40 starts at around 50,000 euros and the EX90 85,000 euros. So I'm guessing this car, to be competitive with all-wheel drive, it will start somewhere in between 65,000 and 70,000 euros. And also because we already have a lot of competitors in this space which are established, I'm guessing the battery pack size to be somewhere around 95 to 100 kilowatt hours of usable capacity. 95 kilowatt hours is actually on the low end. That's what we're seeing from the Zeekr 7X, the Mercedes GLC EQ, and also the Audi Q6 e-tron. But the new BMW iX3 has a much bigger battery pack that I think caught the whole world by surprise when it was launched at the IAA a few weeks ago. A car I have a video on, I'm going to link that down below. But that car has a usable battery capacity of 108.7 kilowatt hours, which is a game changer. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Volvo priced this car and also how big of a battery pack they are going to offer, and if they're going to offer several options. And also, because of all the competitors that have been launched, we can expect 350 kilowatt peak charging speeds on 800 volt architecture batteries. That just seems to be the norm in this space at the moment. And that means 10 to 80% charge times of somewhere in between 15 and 20 minutes. And also a WLTP rated range of around 600 kilometers with a battery pack size of 95 kilowatt hours usable, and more range with bigger battery capacities. And also, this is going to be built on a new SPA3 platform, so not the SPA2 we've seen with the Volvo EX90 and the Polestar 3. So this is a next generation platform, which is kind of interesting. It seems like the SPA2 is already outdated somehow, because rumors are that Volvo's next generation EX90 is going to be built on the SPA3 platform. So this is exciting, and this also means that it's not going to be built on the SEA platform, which is a Geely Group share platform that the Zeekr 7X is built on. So this is a new platform for Volvo. And also, good news for many people is that this is going to be built at the Torslanda plant in Gothenburg in Sweden. So this is the first electric Volvo to be built in Sweden. And I think for a lot of people who care about where cars are built, people who, care about politics more than others, I think this is a very good move from Volvo. When it comes to the exterior styling, we only have one photo from the rear, but if we compare that to the newly launched XC70, there are a lot of similarities, though the rear light design is a little bit different. We have this same angularity, the same sharp lines as that car. So I think the new EX60 will resemble the new XC70 when it comes to exterior styling. And that is not a bad thing, because I think the new XC70 looks stunning and phenomenal. It is a really cool looking piece of car design. And then we have the interior. We don't know anything about this yet, but where the XC70 had a stunning exterior, the interior is disappointing in my opinion. It doesn't look Volvo at all. So I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that the interior of the EX60 will be closer to the EX90 and look more like a Volvo and have that vertical screen instead of the horizontal screen. So last closing words before we end this video. I think this is going to be a home run for Volvo if they just nail all of the details. The specs, the pricing, the range, the battery pack size, the charge speeds, and also the exterior and interior details. Yeah, not a lot to ask, but I think Volvo are good at this, and yeah, I think they're going to hit this one out of the ballpark. But there's one, joker in the mix, and that is the new BMW iX3, which just offers a much bigger battery pack than all of the competitors, and also a lot more range, but at the same time undercutting most of them in price. So it's going to be interesting to see how Mercedes will price the GLC EQ, what Zeekr does with the 7X, and also what Audi do with their Q6 e-tron, because that car, which was launched about a year ago, seems already quite outdated with its small cabin, cheap interior, high pricing, and also small battery pack with slow charging. I mean, 270 kilowatts Audi, that is so 2024. While all the competitors are offering 300 plus 350 kilowatts in most cases. So what are all the competitors going to do? And are BMW just going to, well, dominate this segment? Only the future will tell. So guys, tell me what you think of the new EX60 in the comment section down below. Are you excited? I'm pretty excited. I think this is going to be a cool car from Volvo. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye.